All right, next up, we got a bantamweight scrap now between Montel Jackson, who comes in at minus 180. He's going up against Ione Barcelos, who comes in at plus 155. Now, Jackson is looking to bounce back from his November loss. I think it was August or November, where he came up short against Davison Figueiredo. He looked muzzled. He looked like he was really struggling to get to his game. He lost a split that night, but I thought Figgy came in with a great game plan. He did not stay in, one position so Jackson could easily get off on his power. Figgy came in with good takedowns, good lateral movement, had some solid top control as well. But I thought it was pretty clear that you could give the first 2 rounds to Figgy once the scorecards were read there. Jackson just muzzled himself way too much. He was way too gun shy. Couldn't really get away from the grappling of Figgy when Figgy got to it. And Jackson just kind of showed what his weaknesses are. Guys that have often able to get the win over him are heavy wrestlers, right? Ricky Simon was able to get him to the ground and grind him out. I believe Jack Shore was another one who was able to get him to the ground and grind him out. But he's largely known for his power striking approach. But he needs to figure out a better way to cut off fighters that are utilizing perpetual lateral movement to keep him away from landing big shots. He actually turns 34 the day before this fight. So that will be the day before this fight. So it'll be interesting to see if age is going to start to catch up to him at all. It's really been his inactivity that has kept him from getting to the top of the division, even though he had a 6-fight winning streak going into that fight against Davison Figueiredo, which he ended up fumbling pretty badly. He's a guy that I thought had much more potential, but he seems to be shooting himself in the foot with some of these performances he's been having as of late. Now he's going up against Ione Barcelos, who seemed to have breathed new life into his career and this 4-fight winning streak that he's on. He went 1-4 from 2021 to 2023, got knocked out by Umar Nurmagomedov, got dropped by Kyler Phillips, and I really thought that was going to be the end of the career for Barcelos. However, he has managed to rally back big time here as he was able to get a submission win over Christian Quinones in a somewhat competitive fight. Then he was able to pull off that massive upset victory over Peyton Talbot, where he put his wrestling on display and kept Talbot on his back. Then he came back with another big win over Cody Garbrandt, who had a solid first round against Barcelos, but then as Barcelos started to corral him, started to get off on his combinations, threatened with his wrestling, and it was clear that Barcelos won rounds 2 and 3. The same thing happened in the fight with Ricky Simon, where Simon had good success in that first round, landing big power shots on Barcelos and really just stifling Barcelos' game. But then in round 2 and round 3, Barcelos started to get off on better strikes, stop the takedowns of Ricky Simon, and really start to pull away in deep water. Now, the issue that I had with Barcelos over his last few fights was, it seemed to me that he was showing his age a little bit, right? He was slowing a tad. He wasn't reacting well to getting hit with big shots. But in his recent wins, he's eating shots and he's not really getting wobbled. He's not getting dropped. He's not getting rocked. Maybe I was just having that image of him getting knocked out by Nurmagomedov and him getting knocked down by Kyler Phillips in my head a little bit too much. But when he can get to his game, he's very effective. He shows very good movement, good Muay Thai, good combinations, good kicks, and he has the ability to really mix it in with his wrestling when he can to really keep opponents on guard in terms of what to expect from this Brazilian. I know he's 38 years old. I know he's getting up there in age, but if his durability continues to hold up, he could go on, a bit of a win streak here and establish himself amongst the top 15, top 10 of the division. Now, skill for skill here, I think he is better than Montel Jackson. Athletically speaking and power-wise, obviously Jackson has the advantage, right? We know if he touches anybody, especially if he catches them at the right time, he can put anybody's lights out. And it's possible he can do that here against Barcelos. But the game plan we've been seeing from Barcelos in his recent fights lead me to believe that he can actually pull away here from Jackson. I think he could stay active with his kicks, stick and move. He stays in perpetual motion, which is something that Figueiredo had a lot of success with against Jackson. And I think Barcelos can hide takedown attempts behind those movements, and he can actually get some good control time here off on Jackson. So I think for Jackson to win this fight, he needs to land his power. So I would prefer taking him by knockout rather than taking this minus 180 money line. But I think the value actually lays on the veteran Brazilian here in Ione Barcelos. He needs to stay safe, though. Get to the wrestling as soon as you can. Stay away from the pocket exchanges with Jackson, and then get off on your shots. Attack the lead leg of Jackson, mix in some takedowns, and start to wear Jackson down that way. But I think Barcelos has more paths to victory here, and I think he can successfully stay away from the knockout power of Jackson. So I'm going to go Barcelos here to pull off the upset. It's possible he gets deaded in one round if he gets hit cleanly enough, but I think Barcelos has shown, especially in the run that he's in recently, that he can go out there and still put together an effective game plan, and I think he can do it here against Jackson. So once again, I'm going to go Raoni Barcelos by decision.